Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode those dense corporate filings to find the juicy bits. Today we're looking at Lee Enterprises, and it seems like their top finance guy is packing his bags for greener pastures, or perhaps more heavenly ones. So, Lee Enterprises filed this report on the 21st of November 2025, and it tells us about a pretty significant shakeup in their executive suite. It turns out Timothy R. Millage, who was their Vice President, Chief Financial Officer, and Treasurer, let the company know back on the 17th of November that he is heading off to work in church ministry. Now that is a career change you don't see every day. His resignation isn't immediate though. It will officially happen on the 28th of February of 2026. But he's not just disappearing. Mr. Millage has agreed to stick around and help out with consulting services until the end of May 2026. This sounds like a smooth transition, and it seems like it is for personal reasons, not because of any big disagreements with the company's direction or how they're doing things. Lee Enterprises has already started looking for a new chief financial officer to step into his very important shoes. Now, let's talk about Mr. Millage's exit package. They've got a separation agreement in place, dated the 20th of November, 2025. Under this agreement, he'll get his full pay right up until his consulting gig is done. On top of that, he'll receive a severance payment equal to 6 weeks of his base salary. That is about half a year's worth of his regular pay, which is pretty decent. And here is a nice little bonus. All of his stock awards that haven't vested yet, they'll all vest on the 28th of February 2026 when he officially steps down from his officer roles. That's pretty standard for executive departures to ensure they leave on good terms. Plus, he'll still be covered by those important protection clauses from his employment and indemnity agreements. The agreement also includes the usual clauses about not competing with the company, not trying to poach employees, and a release of claims. To accompany this news, on the 21st of November, the company put out a press release to let everyone know about Mr. Millage's departure. This is pretty standard practice when a high-level executive leaves. This press release is included as an exhibit with this filing. It is essentially a public announcement of the news we've just covered. The filing notes that the information in this section and the press release are being furnished and won't be considered filed in the same way the main report is. This is a legal distinction that basically means they're providing the info but not necessarily making a formal commitment on it for all purposes. The exhibit section is pretty straightforward for this filing. It just lists the press release as Exhibit 99.1 and then the cover page interactive data file. Finally, the report is signed off by Kevin D. Mowbray, who is the President and Chief Executive Officer of Lee Enterprises, Incorporated, dated the 21st of November 2025. Now, looking at this filing, it is primarily about a leadership change at Lee Enterprises, specifically the CFO. There aren't detailed financial tables in this particular Form 8K snippet, which is more about reporting timely events. What we see is a planned departure of a key financial executive for a personal career change. The separation agreement appears to be structured to ensure a smooth transition and to treat the departing executive fairly, which is generally a sign of good corporate governance. This kind of event can sometimes signal broader strategic shifts or internal uncertainties, but in this case, the reason given is personal and the company appears to be managing the transition professionally. The company is actively seeking a replacement, which is crucial for financial stability and investor confidence. The fact that Mr. Millage's resignation is not due to any disagreement is also a positive sign. So, what does this all mean for Lee Enterprises? Well, the departure of a CFO is always a noteworthy event. It can create a period of adjustment as a new leader steps in. However, the way this is being handled with a clear transition period and consulting services suggests that Lee Enterprises is trying to minimize disruption. The financial terms of the separation seem standard for an executive of this level, and the vesting of stock awards is a common incentive to ensure continued cooperation. What is not detailed here are the company's current financial health or its future strategies. This report is more of an announcement of a personnel change. To get a true handle on Lee Enterprises' direction and performance, we'd need to dive into their more comprehensive financial filings like their 10Q or 10K reports, which contain the detailed financial statements. We'll have to keep an eye out for those to see how the company is truly performing and how the new CFO will shape its financial future. For now, it is a story of a significant personnel transition in the corporate world, with a bit of a twist involving church ministry. Alright, that is our breakdown of this Lee Enterprises filing. What is your take on executive transitions like this? Do you think it signals anything more? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Don't forget to check out the Discord community linked in the description for more discussions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.